event, and it is a business summit, for instance.
Okay.
And there were a very amazing array of speakers, but there was this particular one you were drawn to that probably said something that interested you the most, and he's probably young, and then you want to associate with the person because he or she is young. So you walk to the person, give me a perfect introduction or a way of networking with the person that will leave an impression.
You should have several introductions of yourself,
Yeah.
depending on who you want to meet, where you're meeting them, or even how you're meeting them.
Yeah. Hi amazing people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're returning, you're welcome back. It's absolutely amazing to have you back here. If you're new to the channel, you probably do not know my name. My name is Chioma Otie, and you're welcome to Youth Quick with Chioma, where we talk about everything youth under the sun. So from relationships to communication to fashion to money to spirituality to everything, yes. And today we're going to be talking about something very juicy, and I'm particularly interested in that. So is my guest, and that's why I actually brought him here, because it's something that is really of interest to him. So I would let my guest introduce himself. I would have loved to do that. If you shy in this life,
Excuse me,
I can never be.
Oh
You can never be shy. I think you can never be shy.
People that talk so well, that do this job, are actually very shy.
Yes. So I think sometimes we kind of just mask. I will not say mask, because mask is actually not a good. Exactly, it's an alter ego thing for me. So, but the thing with me, I'm extroverted. Though, when I like to talk, I don't used to. I don't.
See, I'm very introverted.
Are you serious?
If you meet me when I'm not working,
Yeah.
then you know that
This is like an unbelievable fact to me. I'm probably going to have to do some more research.
People who know me know that it's like an alter ego for me. So I find sometimes I think I'm even a bit shy with the film that comes.
Exactly. Hi, everybody knows you. Hi. I am not there yet too. So when you get there, what happened?
Alright guys, hi, my name is Izik Erikemu. I'm so excited to be on the show this morning or evening. You're never gonna watch this video, but
Yes.
hi, hello. My name is Izik. It's Izik Izik Erikemu. I'm a corporate master of ceremony, TV host, brand communication strategist, public speaking coach. In fact, I talk for a living. I talk for income and for impact. Just leave it that way.
Wow, that sounded so like perfect. So that already tells you that I have the perfect person for this conversation. And like you can already see, we're talking about networking.
Okay.
And it's very interesting that we're talking about networking, and it's funny how you and I had not really met, but then we had in some way networked, and then now we're here, we're shooting this video. So we're going to be talking about networking. So to you personally, what do you think networking is? Aside from like Merriam-Webster, whatever Oxford Dictionary says about it, what do you think networking really is?
What is networking?
Yes.
Well, this word has been so used.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I want to start by saying that there are some very essential things that as an individual you need to know for you to be at the top of your game.
Mm-hmm.
Networking, communication, character. These three things will sustain you with great people.
Yes.
So let's talk about networking. What is networking? Networking is a very simple thing. It is flying the cat out of the bag. I'm writing a book currently right now.
Oh, we're the first to hear it.
The ABCs of networking.
Okay.
The people parts.
Yeah.
Networking is a smooth ability of connecting with people. Now, not just connecting with people, but connecting with people that has something that you need, and they have something that you also need.
Yes.
It's a mutual thing.
Yes. It has to be a point of intersection.
It's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
But people say, just go and network now. Go and network. Go and shall have drinks. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a thin line between networking and socializing. Getting to know people, getting to meet people. Yes, but now networking is an intentional act of socialization.
Yes.
You're very intentional about meeting this particular person. There is the 5 W's and H to it, which is there is the why, there is the where, there is the when, there is the what, there is the who, and there is the how to it.
I totally agree with you. And it's very critical that you mentioned that there's a difference between socializing and networking, because I think a lot of the time the lines have been blurred out and people cannot really tell very clearly what the difference is. So socializing is just like, I meet you, we just want to have fun for the time. Yes, and
there was
it's
no
just
intentionality with it.
yeah.
I go to the park now, I just see a fine guy or a fine lady.
Yeah.
Or I go to the gym and we just look at each other and we're socializing, we're moving. I go to jog at Jabi in Abuja, you know how this place to go and jog.
Yes.
For me, you can never find me there, sharp.
Yeah.
You go to jog, how they used to go and jog at Jabi in the morning.
Jogging is jogging.
And they socialize. You know, that's socializing.
Yes.
Or networking.
Yeah.
Right?
It has to be result focused. Like you want something out of it. You need something from someone, or you like. I was listening to this woman that said that she's also a compare, like a very excellent one. And okay, Joyce Daniels, you should know her because you're a compare. So she was talking about networking, and if you want to meet certain people, you have to research about them, know where they go to. Do they play golf? You should go to where they play golf. Intentionally think about the questions you want to ask them. Know areas where your interests intersect, and just find a way to like find places where you guys meet and then you connect from there, because I cannot just come and meet you. Maybe you're a medical practitioner and I am probably a media practitioner, and there's nothing that connects you and I want to just go and network with you because you are high and mighty. It doesn't make sense. So this leads me to my question now. What do you think anybody that wants to network should really like fundamentally think of or say to leave an impression that's going to be lasting?
To leave a lasting impression when
Yes.
you network.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's very strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. It's a very, very strong thing. But how do you do a lasting impression? Be authentic.
Important.
The first thing is don't try to be somebody else. Be authentic. Have very good conversational skills.
I think that is very important.
Now, the very first thing about networking is speaking doesn't start from the mouth. Speaking starts from the ears. It starts when you're listening. That's where people get it wrong. So I want to, for example, let's give a scenario. Give me a good scenario. Let me put this in my head. Just give me a good scenario.
Okay, so we go for this event, and it is a business summit, for instance, and there were a very amazing array of speakers, but there was this particular one you were drawn to that probably said something that interested you the most, and he's probably young, and then you want to associate with the person because he or she is young. So you walk to the person. Give me a perfect introduction or a way of networking with the person that will leave an impression, and want the person that is already up there want to associate with you that is somewhat not at his or her level.
Okay, so this scenario you just pointed out just made me to remember my time at the last Aurora Investment Summit, but that's a story for another day.
Okay.
I have seen the speaker. I was right in the hall when the speaker was speaking. I was taking down notes, taking down things that resonated with me as an individual. The next thing I do is I go to search the speaker on social media. I search the speaker, right there, yes, before the speaker doesn't go speaking.
Yeah.
I'm searching the speaker
That's
on social
intelligent to
media.
do, actually.
So I search the speaker on Instagram and on LinkedIn and see their presence and see their forte and understand where they're coming from and understand their perspective. I quickly skim through their posts and know exactly where these people are coming from. And the next thing to do is I connect to them on social media. Right? Now, when I have a chance to meet the speaker, the first thing I will spot out after putting them on social media is what they cannot do for themselves that I can do for them.
Yeah, the value you can offer to
The
them.
value I can offer to them. I am not actually going there now to be give me, because my name is Jimmy. But I am there to also make sure that it is mutual. I'm collecting from you as I'm also giving out to you. So after I've done my quick search on them on social media, I find the quickest thing that I know that they are lacking where I can actually fit in, or I have the resources to connect into people that can actually fit into that space to cover that loophole. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has it all perfect in life. People are actually lagging at some point, and so we need people in their life as they come in. And so what do? Let's quicker introduction. Oh, hi, Mr. Hi, Mr. Daniel. What an amazing speaking session you had. The first thing that stood out for me is this, and this. My name is Izik Erikemu. I talk for income and impact. And I think I can actually help you out with restructuring your social media presence. Honestly speaking, he's going to give me his card.
Immediately.
He's going to pay, they're going to give me card.
Except the person doesn't even really know what he or she wants.
Exactly.
You will certainly want to have something to do with him because, in fact, his articulation, the way he's confident. In fact, that's another thing that I think is very resounding and people can smell from a distance away. Once you're confident about something, it shows that you're an authority, and so immediately the person is like, this person knows what he or she's doing. I'm giving my card, I'm going to connect to this person.
I'm going to list out 3 things.
Okay.
You're going to be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be confident. You're going to be empathic. And you have to do your background check. You have to be very intentional.
Do your homework.
Do your background check. Do your homework. So if you want to network with people at such kind of meetings, whatever resonates with you, pick out your phone. Thank God for Google. Thank God for the internet. Go to Instagram. Go to LinkedIn. Find them. Connect them on social media platforms. And the next thing you do is, when you were speaking, you will have listened to them. You find a way to start up a conversation using icebreakers. But in this case of using icebreakers, you use something that sparked your interest during that conversation that made it that the person can really feel that, oh, you were listening to when I was speaking.
Yes.
Right?
Find that thing that is more or less subtle and
Common
nuanced
ground.
stuff. Yes.
Common interest.
I'll give you an instance, right? So there's this time I attended the Connect conference actually last year, and it's coming up again this year, so we look forward to it.
Exactly, the Connect conference is 27th of July in Abuja. So
yes, exactly.
It's called Connect for a reason.
You need to connect, and it's for young people. Young people connect, so you need to be there. So last year, John Obidi was one of the speakers, and
It's coming up again this year.
yes, and I'm super excited about that. So he went up stage. There was this time where everybody was up stage and we're just trying to take pictures, and everybody was forcing themselves. And I think this is a very erroneous way of connecting that people do not understand, especially young people. They think networking or connecting with people is basically having a photograph with them. So immediately they're like this. You want to take pictures. It's really not about that. That is not exactly connecting. And even when you say connecting on social media, some people just connect and they probably do not have a face-to-face interaction. So if you have, for me, if you actually had a conversation with me, your image or whatever it is that we talked about, it is in my brain to the point where if I see you on social media, I would want to speak to you. Other than I just follow you immediately and then we did not have any conversation, I don't know what to talk to you about, and you're always saying hello, hi, good morning, sir, good morning. There's no conversation starter for me, right? And there's something else you said that I think is very important, and I'd like to piggyback on that and to also ask a follow-up question on that.
Okay.
You talked about having to like tell people what you want, and it's always about you receiving. It's not always supposed to be like that, and I think that is one problem a lot of people have. So tell me, how do you network without being beggarly, especially or needy, especially when it is someone that you know that the universe knows that from the look of things, the person can only help you. It doesn't look like you have a lot to give to the person, even though you almost always have something to give to someone, right? Especially if you're a person of value. Tell me how to connect with someone that is really up there, or someone you want to help you, or someone you want to mentor you without exactly sounding beggarly.
The question is, what do you want?
That's
right?
the most important question, really.
What do you want from this person? Can you identify it? So I always apply this particular role, and I think my friend calls it the almighty life formula. And this is something that I learned from my mentor, Joyce Daniels. 5 W's and 1 K. Why do I need to meet this person? Right? When? Where? How?
Yeah.
And when I eventually meet this person, what is going to be the conversation? Now, in every simple case, because you know who you are, you absolutely know what you are actually offer.
So this must be preconceived.
It is preconceived. You must be very intentional.
This is a flip side thing for me now. What if you're just going for the event and you probably did not research? Because I think it's ideal to always research the speakers when you're going for an event to know what to expect, right? So what if you just go there and then someone just stunts you with probably his or her wealth of knowledge, and you're like astounded, I really need to connect with this person. So these are 2 sides. I want you to, you're already coming from this perspective of already researching about the person.
Yes.
So what if you have no clue about the person and you're just meeting the person for the first time?
For the very first time, honestly speaking, for the very first time, you have to take a step back. Take a step back, do your background check right there in the hall. Pick out your phone and search this person immediately and get to know them quickly as fast as you can. Now, once you have done that, right, don't be too forward. Don't be too forward. Now, when you have a chance to talk to this person, you have to give a stellar introduction of yourself that will captivate this person to say, I think I want to know who is this person. You have to say something that will draw this person to say, wow, who is this guy? Like, who is this person? Who is this lady? You know, is that how you speak? Your steez, your conclusion is like
100.
is 100, right? And now let me share you one very good thing that I actually do that I don't always talk about.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in a room
Yeah.
of great people, of leaders,
Yeah.
I always consider myself the smallest.
Mm.
Not like I'm actually small
Yes.
in my own
You're
my
not
own right.
downplaying
I'm not
your
downplaying
abilities,
myself,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
But I consider myself small. So what do? I do more of the listening.
Mm.
And I chip in ideas and strong points
Yeah.
intermediately, not all the time. So as they talk,
Mm-hmm.
as the person is talking from your want of knowledge and you're listening, now you try to either chip in a question that shows that you are following what the person is saying,
Yes.
and that means the person wants to speak more, but a very profound deep question, not a surface question.
True.
Now, these are little things that make the person to actually like notice your presence and notice that, oh, who is this person? Like, I think this person is really finding me interesting. Like, this person asking me very profound questions. These are some of the things that we actually do. Like I said, competition is not speaking. The first things first is what? Listening, paying rapt attention. Most people listen to respond, they don't listen to assimilate. So you need to learn how to listen to assimilate before you can be able to what? Ask questions. So you have to have confidence, authenticity, and make sure that you are you are listening right.
Yeah.
Let me do one small girl thing right now.
Okay.
I have never attended Connect conference. I have never attended Connect
And this is
conference.
us talking about.
Now this is the 5th Connect conference, and I will be co-hosting.
Okay.
I was at an event last year, and the convener of the conference was a speaker at the conference, Joseph Etton. And that was where we met, right? Now, in that hall, I never knew he was going to be a speaker at the conference because he came up abruptly to be a speaker at the conference. So I quickly brought up my phone. I said, oh, wow, this is the conference for the conference. I think the conference online.
Yeah.
And I thought, But I'm like, okay, I think I need to MC this conference, right?
Yeah.
And so, what did I do? About to introduce him, I give him a stellar introduction out from the books I was actually given. And then he had actually noticed this guy, okay, this guy, you know.
Yeah.
And trust me to always deliver my onions. I dress amazingly well. Go and check my page. I don't do fashion content. But when I go for an event, I make sure that I represent my brand perfectly fine.
Yes.
And so you are amazed by who is this young guy, perfectly fashionably dressed, speaking so well, and just gave me a wonderful introduction. And at the end of the event, that particular day, we shook hands. He phoned back on Instagram. We had things on Instagram. We exchanged. We didn't even exchange contact numbers. We just only Instagram.
Okay.
And that was it. And months down the line, competitions came in. I'm like, oh wow, what an amazing work you're doing with Connect Conference for young people. Wow, very impressed. I'm really impressed at what you're doing. And that was the thing I said. And the next thing is, I think we could actually work together for the next one. I smiled in my head.
Yes. That was the initial intention.
I was in, see,
Exactly,
in
that's
the
the
seconds
place
where I
of
searched you out,
intentionality.
I said I need to be a part of Connect Conference. And very soon I'll be sharing my story on Instagram about Connect Conference, why you should actually get Connect Conference, and what I actually gained from being with Joseph Etton just a few times. Right? And I'll tell you why you should actually be there. Follow my Instagram. So what am I saying in essence? These things that we're actually saying is that they are actually very profound. Everything in life, you just need to be intentional. There is no space for lackadaisical attitudes. You ought to be intentional. Don't just take things as a merry-go-round. But
I
we
totally
want to
agree with you. Whatever will be.
Never.
No.
Whatever we do will not be.
I totally agree with you, and I think I got to that place recently where I know that you have to make deliberate effort. You have to push yourself to those places where you need to be discovered, and you need to toot your horn. Sometimes people say I think it's false humility when you try to be overly modest and you're trying to be too humble. Toot your horn. If you're actually good at something, go to the rooftop and scream about it. Tell people you are good at these things, and people will hear you. You cannot come and put yourself in a corner and say, I'm good at this stuff. I might not be out there, but everybody knows that. Everybody doesn't know. And the gigs that you're looking for, the people you want to meet, they will not see you.
Let me say this now. You have to be the first ambassador of your
Yes.
brand.
Like,
You
talk
have
about
to
it
aggressively
everywhere.
sell your market. You see how those
Ah,
boys.
that market.
Let me share one story.
Okay.
There's a certain reason why I love these boys from Onitsha from Anambra. They are never ashamed about their
I
hustle.
think so confidently.
I sell shoes in the market. They are so very confident.
They have
of
the
what they
right
sell in
words
the
to
market.
use.
And so you sitting down and watching this video right now, you should not be ashamed of whatever you do. You should put it boldly as an emblem on your head, on your forehead.
Carry it
There
everywhere
is nobody
confidently.
I meet that doesn't mean that I actually MC events. And after we have spoken for the first few seconds, you don't be like, oh,
Yeah, it's totally good at it.
there's no how you like, I think you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Because you could see from just the split seconds of how we've had the conversation.
Yes.
It's why I'm very intentional. I will tell you, oh, hi, my name is Izik Erikemu. I'm a makeup master of ceremony. I talk for Impact Impact. I'm all around media world. And she's like,
that alone even stamps you out. And that's one of the things I want us to go into right now. What your introduction does to your networking skills or your networking abilities, because sometimes it's this shabby way or very unpresentable way that you introduce yourself that make people even want to have a second small conversation with you, or to just relegate you and go on to other people that are coming for networking. So what should your introduction be like? And I'm going to tie this to other questions which I think are very close to this.
okay.
So there's a place of self-confidence and self-esteem, and in fact your temperament and personality in how you network. So can you kind of just like connect all of this together, what your introduction should look like, and the place of self-esteem, self-confidence, your personality or your temperament? How does it really affect your networking abilities?
Okay, beautiful question. I wish I could just stand up and walk and act more drama.
Yeah.
Right? It's too nice.
But
right?
take you out of frame.
I will go out of frame and I will come into frame. But quick line.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier when we started this conversation, 3 things: character, your network, and how you talk.
Yes.
How you articulately express yourself is one of the keyest things that will sustain you with great people. I hear you in those jokes. I'm not the person that comes up quickly and tells you that I've made this person and I'm going to take a picture.
Yes.
I am not that guy. It's the kind of people I have met so far in 1 year, 2 years of whether that I started becoming very intentional about networking and maximizing the network. I will tell you so much about it. Now, to answer your question, your introduction is a key part of your life. You should know how to use your introductions at different instances. You should know on whom to use such introduction at given instances. For example, you're in an elevator coming down or going up, split seconds, and you meet someone. You will not start narrating long talk. Do you understand? You will narrate long talk, but you know how to properly articulate yourself and express yourself.
Yeah.
Right? When you spoke about self-confidence, self-esteem, personality, temperament, and all. Now, these are very important things in life. Just a few months ago, I think I wrote about my status. I don't do that all the time. I think I have to do that to just be vulnerable a bit and allow people come into my life a bit. I experienced a bit of imposter syndrome and self-doubt. Yes. Although all this
no, but please don't judge yourself, because I think it comes up once in a while. I experience it too sometimes.
And because I had experienced some bit of rejection, it started creeping in. Self-doubt started creeping in. But I had to start going back and start looking at my small wins, celebrating myself, standing for the Spirit of God, listening to God's word, having good family members and good friends around, and I came back on my feet again, right? But you see, you have to make sure that your self-esteem, you carry yourself with utmost pride as you can. Everybody has pride. You have to be proud, but not arrogant. There's a thin line.
There's a difference. I actually did that research last year. There's a difference. Pride is actually good, but arrogance is not.
Arrogance is pride and being good together, together. That's arrogant. So be proud and be humble. It's beautiful. So your self-confidence, your self-worth, your self-esteem all has to be in place together. How you walk, how you carry yourself into a space tells a lot about you without you speaking a word. It's very important. So you have to put all this into place. That I think I need to find. Let me just give you a quick example. When you go into the bank and you see the cashiers, you have a certain kind of persona, right? Certain kind of
Yeah.
attitude. And when you see the manager walk in, you don't need to be told
You would not
that
be
this is
told.
the manager. You
Yeah.
just somehow know in your subconscious that this is the manager because of how they walk in, their courage, you know,
Yes.
their charisma, even their look.
Yes.
You know that this is the
You
manager.
can tell.
So these are things that I also have to imply for your own personal self. You now look at these things and say, okay, I think I need to carry myself in a proper way.
Yeah.
Carry charisma, like put myself properly. My etiquette, do I know my social etiquette? Do I know how to present myself in public? What is my composure like in public?
Exactly.
Then if you don't have this, fix it.
That's
Then
true.
put your introduction into check. Now, if I meet her, for example, and I see the way she's dressed, like she's carrying on a very good suitcase, I'm carrying on very fine heel, and wearing on very fine gown because of confidence. I know this is a corporate lady that will also that can be a ticket to my next event. I'll meet on the elevator. Now I will not just start by saying hi, hello, my name is this. Come on. When you elevator for the fitness. So what do? Icebreakers. And what are icebreakers? Those are those little things that you actually do to just find a way to just
like
pitch your idea. Right? So we're elevated together. I would actually give her a compliment. Oh wow, your hair looks so good on you. Or you smell so nice. And she'll be like, oh thank you. Oh nice to meet you. My name is Izik Erikemu. I taught for a living. I'm a master of ceremony. You know, I have done that a bit.
Yeah.
You know, and just that small space of time that she wants to step out. Oh, you can have that complimentary card, you know. And it works. Because you found a very common ground by giving her a compliment.
Yes.
Or probably you can see her maybe holding a newspaper or a magazine and the headline on the newspaper, and that will actually make you start on a conversation. And by so doing, you introduce yourself and you're done.
And that's going to leave a lasting impression because who doesn't like a good compliment?
Everybody
Everybody
likes a good
loves
compliment.
good compliments.
I thought that's good.
Staying on introductions
Yes.
and networking, or the power of introduction in your networking abilities, right? I don't think introductions should be cast in stone. For me, for instance, now if I'm networking with someone my peer or someone that is younger than I am, I have a way of talking to the person where it doesn't seem like it's too official.
Yes.
And then when I'm actually meeting someone that I know I want to potentially work with, maybe a sponsor or a collaborator, yes, investor, whatever it is, I have a way. So what would you say about introduction? What would you talk about? Or what would you say about networking across strata? As in with people up there, people your peer, people younger than you that you probably aspire, or people that you even aspire to work with because they are doing potentially great stuff at the age or at the stage they are. So what would you say introduction should be like? It's not cast in stone. Do
Like
you
I said
agree?
earlier, the introduction is not a one-way
size-
thing.
yeah, it's not one size fits all.
stereotyped, right? You should have several introductions of yourself,
Yeah.
depending on who you want to meet, where you're meeting them, or even how you're meeting them.
Yeah.
And that sets the tone for your introduction, right? Like I said earlier, you're meeting an investor. It's a different way to actually talk to the investor. So the first line, because you have like 5 seconds or 7 seconds to give a very good impression, your first line could be, have you ever thought about making $1 million in just 3 weeks? That's a business setting.
Yes.
That's an investor.
A striking question. It
Oh,
grips
wow.
everybody's
Oh, really?
attention.
So how? Oh, hi. My name is Izik Erikemu, and I run a growing agricultural company that has a potential you know your onions, right? You know your
Yes.
calculations. You know your data.
Yeah.
So 3.5 ROI in less than 3 months. Blah 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 blah. Oh really? Oh yes. Let's talk about this. Which one is your new uncle?
Yeah.
Now I meet a very young guy. I'm like, oh bro, man, this your steez, nothing happened. Oh my god, your steez.
100%
100%
composure.
shaking. Come on, I love your shoes. Come on now.
Yeah.
So you literally should understand different people, different
Yeah.
personas,
The
and
circumstances.
different crafted introductions
Yeah.
to actually flow at that point in time. Like I said, it boils down to intentionality. It boils down to you being very deliberate. You have all these introductions at the back of your hand.
That's right. I mean, if I was listening to this conversation, if I tuned to any TV station and I was listening to this, I probably would have finished like two pages already writing and taking notes because these are very critical stuff. And I think as young people, at this age is very important. I mean, because this is the point where you get to build your network. Your network will say is your net worth, right?
Very
so
important.
at this point, you have to keep building so that you can actually work on them, develop on them as you get older. So if I were you, I'm probably taking notes. I should have been taking notes. And if I were also you, to be honest, I'll have subscribed to this channel.
Let me
Yes.
add. Let me add.
Subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Like and do everything
Comment
that you
and
do
share.
because this is amazing.
Let me share this
Yeah.
right now. So I'm not old. Actually, I'm just a very young guy that started doing things quite very young.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it looks
people come to my DM and like, oh hi, oh hello, oh hi. You know, this generation, you're so tech savvy. Gen Zs are so tech savvy. You prefer to use social media, you prefer to chat, you prefer to do that.
Yeah.
In these mediums, there are standard etiquette and procedures to follow.
Exactly.
When I see a generic message, I know. When I see a ChatGPT response, I know. When I see a message that is well crafted based on intentions, I actually know. You want to connect with someone as a young person. I don't think it is necessary for you to start doing hello, hi. Waiting for them to respond.
Like really,
back.
this
And
is
even
very.
this, and the most annoying one
Yeah.
is using endearments for persons who just meeting for the very first time.
Yeah,
Hi dear.
Yes,
How are
it's
you?
too early. There are certain things that are too soon to be done. It's very wise for you to know timing because even Bible talks about times and season. If I knew this person for like a year now, I can use endearments. I could say hi dear, hi these, all of that. It's very appropriate. But when you're just meeting someone for the first time, don't use all of that. I think it is even more professional and much more acceptable to use the person's name. Even use if it's a married person, use titles wherever necessary. But make it just use the person's name. I think that's very important. And we talked about that in I think my previous video where we talked about 10 social media bad behaviors to avoid. So you should also check that out. And I'm so happy you came to social media. Yes. So connecting online. I was going to come to that and I wanted that to come towards the tail end because it is very annoying how people connect online. And just yesterday I made a post in the evening and I'm like, anybody that reaches out to me again and says, hi, this is how enjoyment. I am not. Oh, you saw that?
I was going to ask you.
I'm like, if I see how enjoyment, I am moving past you for good because I mean, what's that? So let's come back to networking online. How should it be done, really? Especially, okay, if it's someone you do not know. For instance, I'm going to give you an instance. Yesterday, I think I told you that I was on a session that lasted for 4 hours, amazing session, and Tunde Onokoye was on it. Like, he talks about that's a great personality. I mean, I appreciate the gift of that person to the world. The gift of Tunde Onokoye to the world. It's such a pleasure.
Amazing guy.
Amazing person. So I listened to him, and he said something very critical. He said that a lot of the time we have to develop ourselves, and he said he used to be very introverted and he used to be the backbencher in school, and the only reason why he decided to bring himself out of his shell and do all that he's doing, and people think he is that open person, that media facing comfortable guy, he has never always been that person. He had to put in the effort, he had to learn, he had to develop his vocabulary, he had to learn to be composed and all of that, because he knew that his life or his impact is hinged to the life of so many more other children. And if he didn't do all of that, he wouldn't be able to
be here today.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So I'm just going to use that as an instance now. So I was on that program, and if I want to connect with Tunde Onokoye now, for instance, that was one of the things that he said that really affected me or that got to me, and I think I would remember for a very long time. So if I want to connect with him, for instance, I'm just using this as a case in point now, but there are so many more other cases in point, right, I could possibly use. If I want to connect with him, for instance, now this is me putting you on the spot. How do you think I should connect with him? And then speaking overall, how do you think people should connect online? For someone you met, someone you just probably stumbled on, yes, you just want to meet the person and probably have like the person as a guest on your channel or something, whatever it is, but you want to have something to do with the person. How do you think anyone should go about it?
Wow, amazing. Very difficult question. Well, I will show you my secret. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you
you're up to the task.
I'll tell you this. Some of the jobs I've gotten, I have never met a client before. It is just a text or an email.
Yes.
And it lands with these jobs.
Yeah.
Right. Now, let's use a scenario. You were at this meeting and Tunde spoke to you at this meeting and you learned valuable insight from this meeting.
Extremely
The
profound.
simplest thing to actually do, please, most of you, when you're connecting with someone on social media, try to use the professional mediums. LinkedIn is the first one I'll actually recommend.
Okay.
Right? LinkedIn, Instagram, okay, but you see LinkedIn is very professional way to actually meet people. And I can tell you the amount of tons of media groups and media lords I have met via LinkedIn. Hi to you. My name is Chima Otia. I was a participant at the conference, and your session was a very insightful one. I quickly learned this from you. Blah blah blah. This. Please, sir, I wouldn't mind if you would even enhance ability, as I am also in the line of teaching and providing for younger children in such kind of communities.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much. The first things first is put all your messages, put everyone to put in one text and send it.
Please say that again.
In one text. Don't do hi, how are you? Hope you slept well. I hope this finds you well.
I will be
Do not do that. Just go to the point. Hi Tunde, good morning sir. Whatever time it is, my name is Chima Otier. This is where we met. Put the in the state where you guys actually met. Spoke about how the session actually impacted you. And tell him the reason why you're reaching out. Exactly, and that's all. And he will reach out to you. I can see. I will always bet he will reach out to you. Now, in a situation where there has never been any meeting where there was no conference where you heard him speak or something. But the honest truth is, you have been following this person,
and he has
and
inspired you.
that we've been seeing you. Let me. I will not say that. I want to share personal experience, but I won't say it. A very quick thing to do is go to the person's DM. Hi. Let's give me a name. Hi, Mojibade, for example. Mojibade Shosoya, the amazing Mojibade Shosoya, the global phenomenal MC. Hi, Mojibade Shosoya. My name is Izik Erikemu. For over the past 2 years, your post has been inspiring me on a daily basis. I look up to you every day and I say, oh my God, I'm on the right path of becoming an excellent MC. I don't know how you do it, but you MC events so well. And really watching your videos alone is such a joy. And being right here at the last event where you were the MC is super phenomenal. Thank you for all that you actually do. I don't mind if you will share me some little excerpts as I'm a young body MC just coming up right now.
Excellent one.
She will tell you what to do. If she has structures in place, I know she has structures in place for what the next to tell you. Okay, click on this link to get this ebook, click on this link to get this ebook, click on this link to get this.
Because the truth is, people can smell curiosity. People can smell that you are actually inquisitively, genuinely in need of this information. You just do not want to connect because you want to associate with someone that is already popular. Everybody wants fame.
Let me share this quickly. A very good way to also connect with people virtually online is buying their materials.
Yes, that's true.
Buying their materials. If you want to connect, for example, let's say you want to connect to Trace Daniels, for example, buy her books, subscribe for her sessions, be regular, comment on her posts. And when you are commenting, please make sure we are making a very beautiful comment.
Exactly.
That shows your
that's true. Prowess. That's true. I agree.
Write
something that
comment that will actually attract the attention of the holder of the account. You like the person's post all the time, you buy their materials, you buy their books, you go for their meetings, and kid you not, you will be noticed.
I agree with you. I mean, Izik, we've had an excellent conversation. If you let me, we'll continue. And knowing that you are someone that speaks for a living, and so do I, we could continue on this conversation. Your attention span will not be disturbed, but you will continue watching this video. At this point, I think we'd need to draw the curtain so that please. We just bring this to a close because it's really you need to sever in, digest, and apply. Very important. I think the most important thing here is the application of whatever it is that you've listened to. So now there's this young teenager, this young person that is probably just becoming an adult, a 16-year-old somewhere that is probably introverted or most likely not, but he or she doesn't even know how to go about networking. What are like certain things? I know you have said one or two things about what to say and what not to say when you're networking, but how should this person connect with people? That is on one side. This is going to be like a two-edged question. Right, so the second one is just give me a bit of some benefits of networking. Like what are some, I know that is a huge question. Just tell me some benefits of actually networking so that people know that this is important. We're not telling you to network to just go and show people that you can speak, you do not have stage fright, you have confidence. What are the benefits that come with actually networking?
Okay, so first question. For the introverted guy that wants to network with people, yes, man, it comes from yourself. You have to tell yourself the truth. right? For you to move to the next place that you are aiming to, you need people. And how do you get to meet these people? You tend to meet them by networking intentionally and deliberately. I can always tell you, you need to answer these questions for yourself. The 5 W's and 1 H. Why, where, when, what, who, and how. If you can answer these questions genuinely, I kid you not, you will actually have an excellent networking experience.
I think that's an excellent response to that.
Then, what are the benefits of networking?
I just opened the Pandora box.
It is plain read. That is plain read. It is plain read. What are the benefits of networking? First things first, you get to have knowledge. Knowledge is another thing. Now, people will say, don't network in diverse industries. I like to network in diverse industries. And I will tell you, network from diverse sectors because it is beautiful. When you pick up your phone, you go through your contacts, you have lawyers, you have doctors, you have engineers, you have farmers, you have media professionals, you have sports persons, you have quite a range, and you will always need all these people at top of them. You have security professionals in case of the police. Excuse me, DPO, you know?
Yeah.
So knowledge is something, right? You tend to learn from other sectors of people that you are. Even in your own industry, when you talk to people who are ahead of you, you tend to have a feel from the experience of knowledge. And when you add it to yours.
Thank you so much, Isaac. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head, and we're just going to round up this now. But like I said earlier, I'm just going to, I went online to check out for some very important fun facts about networking, and so I'm just going to enumerate them. And at the moment I just mentioned, if you agree, say I agree, and maybe you can just give it 5. And maybe you cannot give 5 seconds comments. It's always good like 1 minute, but I'll just like you to like.
Comment.
Okay, so the first fact. It says 1 in 4 people doesn't network. Do you agree? 1 in 4 people doesn't network. So in 100, you agree?
Yes,
okay. So the second says 48% of professionals keep up with their network. Do you agree? 48%. Do you think it should be lesser or more?
48. Give me the ratio 48. I agree.
Here.
Out of the 100. Yes, I agree.
Yes. Looks and handshakes influence 72% of networks.
I totally
Your
agree.
Looks.
There is how to shape people, and that stems out
As a
of
guy, you're in a good
confidence.
place to say that.
I need to say it again. That stems out of confidence. That's why they always tell you whenever you are going out, always ensure you look good.
Because you be
You
addressed
smell
that way.
nice.
Yeah.
And when you are shaking people, Chema shake me, let me show you. A very
I wanna shake.
confident attitude. Hi.
Yeah.
And with a very good smile.
Exactly.
Hello. Hi.
Facial expression.
Your body language, your body
It
cues.
says a lot.
I agree.
Yeah, so networking helps fill 85% of job positions.
Absolutely.
I was definitely going to agree with that one.
Okay.
Around 40% of people network more online than in person.
True.
40%. You agree?
True. Yes.
Okay.
So glossophobia, which is the fear of public speaking, is the
Yes.
most second most serious fear in the world. So people are always telling now they always tend to like, okay, online, nothing can happen now.
Yes.
This cannot work out for me. That's
It's
I've seen
nothing
what I've
can go
said.
around.
If you like, you should not reply. If you like, you know.
What's
so
the most
people-
that can happen?
Exactly. So people have a certain bit of difference online.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do both. Right? Online, physically, I'm on it.
Yeah, at this point, I would say anything worth doing at all is worth doing well. So if you want to do a physical networking, do it excellently. If you want to do a virtual or online networking, do it excellently. And with that being said, we have finally come to the end of this video. I'm super excited. I can't wait for you guys to see this because I have also learned a lot. I mean, I'm one person that would toot my horn about being a great networker, but having this conversation with Isaac now has really opened my eyes to certain areas, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you for your wealth of knowledge. It was a pleasure being here. And so again, if you've not subscribed to this channel, ensure to do that. It will take you less than 1 minute, less than 1 second.
If you haven't subscribed, ensure to subscribe and allow your word to quake because you have just watched Youth Quake with Chihuahua.
Exactly. Oh my
So
goodness.
please subscribe, like,
Fist bump.
share,
Fist bump.
comment.
Take. That was excellent.
comment. Very importantly.
Yes.
And do not forget, like this is the lesson I was saying before I leave here.
Yeah.
Right? You are the real deal.
Be
Never forget that.
authentic.
You are the real deal.
Be authentic. I mean, one of the things I think I would take home to the market, to everywhere, is being authentic. Be your real self. Don't try to emulate anybody, or don't try to imitate anybody. Even if you want to emulate, bring in your own spice. There's a spice of you that the world needs. Oh my goodness, I'm beginning to sound like Maguire to aspire to prosper. But yes, you get what I mean.
You get what I mean.
Yes.
Never neglect you out of the equation.
Exactly.
Never try to be someone else in the particular. Just be you.
We want the
Just
you that you are.
Authentically you.
Unapologetically.
Until come your way next time. My name is Izik Erikemu. Follow me on social media.
Yes, please do follow him across everywhere. I think.
Yes, everywhere. Izik Erikemu.
Yes.
Izik-Erikemu. Izik
Yes.
Erikemu. I think it's going to be on the screen.
Yes, it definitely will be. And I'm your girl, Chioma Otie. We've come to the end of this edition. You know where to follow me. Yes, it's also going to be somewhere down there. Do enjoy this video and remember to leave me comments. I want to see them. I want to see them. You're dancing. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.
Inshallah, see you guys.